Hey everyone. Hey. This is Coach Linda, and you are watching 100 Days of Purpose. I hope you liked our flashback from the past. Yesterday, I was suffering from a migraine, and so I had to, sitting in front of the lights and being in the light would caused my migraine to be a little bit more. And so I was in dark rooms all day yesterday. But I am doing a lot better today. My head's still pounding a little bit, but I'm doing a lot better. I'm on the mend, if you will. And I haven't had migraines like this in a while. And so I'm thinking that is stress related. There's just been a lot of changes going on, and a lot of things coming at me all at once. And so I'm dealing with those things. And, it's just really funny that today's topic for 100 Days of Purpose is it's about that time. And if you like me, you're thinking of the Lizzo song, right? It's about that time. Yeah, it's about that time. And so I want to talk to you today about timing. Um, because I think many of us get caught up in this is not the right time, right? I want to do this, but is this the right time, or this is not the right time? And we don't really want to commit to something that we think we are not going to be able to follow through. And I'm sorry if it's a little dark in here because, like I said, I'm still suffering from my migraine. So I don't have it as bright as I would normally have it because I don't want to agitate my brain cells and have them start going that doing that dun, 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 dun. That stuff gets on my nerves. And so if it's a little dark, I do apologize. But we go through this, and we're always checking to see if it's the right time. We're always checking to see if we should make the move now. Even in relationships, right? In switching of jobs, there's just so many things. Should I go right now? And what I found when it comes to purpose, there's always, let's see, how do I want to say this? There's always an urgency. That's the best word I can come up with. There's always an urgency to do things in the right time, to do them at the right time. And when you are strategically, intentionally on purpose, doing your life, doing you, being who you were designed and created to be, giving that solution to the world, when you are doing that, you will come to understand that there are times when you can't afford to procrastinate. Because you got to remember, a couple of days ago, I said there are other people depending on this outside of you. You're thinking about you and your family. You're thinking about how this is going to benefit you. And a person of purpose does not think about how it's going to benefit them. They think about how is this going to affect the whole, right? Because when we think, and let me just get a little bit into my spiritual connection, if you will. So when we think about the Bible says in Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the thoughts, or in some translations it says, the plans I have concerning you, saith the Lord. And then it goes on to say that they are thoughts of an expected end. They are good thoughts for you. They are not to bring you to a place of destruction. And so, if the thoughts that God has for you, and I'm saying God because that's my source, that's my connection. Now, some of you that watch me regularly, and I thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I thank that you even trust me, a Christian, to even speak to you in your everyday life. I know many of you that watch me are, you don't subscribe to any religion. You don't subscribe to even the concept of a God. And I understand that. I recognize that. But I can only be who I'm going to be. And I'm not going to make apologies for who I am and what I believe. You can believe what you believe, and I'm going to believe what I believe. But this is what, and I say that because I want the Christians not to come at me and say, well, you said this and you said that. I know who my audience is, so I speak to my audience. Yes, a lot of people that follow me are Christian and believe the way that I do, but there's just as many, almost as many people that follow me that have no, like I said, they don't subscribe to any religion or God. And so since I know that those are some people that are in my tribe, that they are some people that God has put on my heart and says that your message is to both sides of the fence, then I am not going to back down from who I am. I'm going to speak my truth, but I'm also going to make it something that they can hear and something that they can apply to their life. So whatever your religious belief is, whatever your relationship with God is or isn't, I want you to take this and apply it as necessary. Does that make sense to you? Okay. Now let's get back into it. So Jeremiah 29:11 says, I know the thoughts and the plans I have for you, and they are not to bring you to self-destruction. They are so that you can grow. They are so that you can prosper. He says in the New Testament, it's God's will for you to prosper and be in good health. So if God is thinking about you in a way that he wants you to be successful, and he created you for a purpose, and he put you on earth for a purpose, it is up to you to find out what that purpose is and to walk therein and understand why you have to do what it is that you have to do. Now, bringing all of that and tying it back into it's about time is saying this. Many of us are procrastinating because we are being asked to step out of our comfort zone, but what we are comfortable with is not who we are. I done said a whole lot of stuff, and the preacher in me said, now that'll preach. Now listen, you are dealing with certain things based on the knowledge that you have, based on the experiences that you have, based on the attitudes that you have grown up to embrace. And so you think that you can't be intentional about what it is that you need to do, or you can't go outside of these boundaries that others have set for you and maybe you have set for yourself, right? But many times it's because somebody has told you you don't qualify to do that. You are not the right person to do that. You are not the right person to say that. Listen, if I listen to everyone who said that I am not the right person to say, be, or do something, I would be stuck in my house under my covers, eating bonbons, watching soap operas. If I listen to everyone who said, well, they come at me because I'm black. They come at me because I'm a woman. They come at me because you're an angry black woman. They come at me because you overstep your bounds. You're trying to be aggressive. You're trying to do this. You're trying to do that. You're too fat. You're too short. You're too tall. You're too skinny. You're this, you're that. If I believed everything that came at me, my head would be spinning around and I would look like Linda Blair on The Exorcist. I would be schizophrenic because 1 minute they're telling me I can do this, and 1 minute they're telling me I shouldn't do that, I should do this. Then they'd be like, well, you should be doing both of those things. Then they'd be like, people say all kinds of stuff. And if you take it in and you listen to what it is that they're saying, and I know someone just said, smart Alec, I heard you. Someone just said, well, Linda, isn't that what you're doing? You're trying to tell us what to do. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to get you to think for yourself. I'm trying to get you to connect with the source that has given you life. And I'm not talking about your mama and daddy. I'm talking about the source that has given you life, that says that you have a solution on the inside of you. I need you to connect with that source and understand what it is that you are supposed to do. And here it go, atheist, agnostic, person that says you don't believe in religion. Here it goes. Maybe that means you got to change your beliefs. Maybe that means you got to think some other kind of way. You got to stop questioning everything and accept the answers that are coming to you. That means, Christian, dear heart, that you might have to open yourself up completely to God and stop trying to put God in your box so he can be the God you want him to be, but let him be the God he is. I'm going to let that sit right there, because I know I just stepped on a whole bunch of feet, and I meant to do that thing. I meant to step on them real good. I meant to step on them so you be like, girl, you just stepped on my foot. I think you broke my toe. I wanted to step on your feet, because I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you it's about time you start thinking for yourself. I'm telling you it's about time that you took the time to research and do the work that's necessary so that you can be the very best you that you can be. Stop trying to be like everybody else. Stop trying to do what other people said you should do. Stop owning your dysfunction. I don't know. Maybe it's just, I'm gonna blame it on the headache. I'm gonna blame it on the headache. All right. I'm gonna blame it because I got a headache. I got a migraine. So I'm gonna blame it on the migraine. The migraine got me just coming out the side, coming sideways at y'all today. But listen, it's true. And I'm, listen. I like all y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all with the love of God. There ain't nothing y'all can do about it. The pastor in me wants all of y'all to be good and be free and to soar with the angels in heaven. The coach in me is like, in order for you to soar, you're going to have to deal with your junk. In order for you to get where you need to be, you're going to have to deal with the unnecessary stuff you're carrying. You're going to have to deal with the baggage you're carrying, whether that baggage was put on you by someone else or whether that baggage is put on you by yourself. You need to deal with your baggage, and you need to face the truth. You need to understand what the truth is, not this truth you've told yourself year after year after year, because how is that working for you? Are you still frustrated? Are you still desiring more? Are you still desiring, saying, look, I see this person and that person, and they look like they are prospering, but why can't I prosper? It seems like I have a few good months, and then everything goes to sugar honey iced tea. It looks like I have a few good years, and then everything seems to blow up again. If that is the cycle, that does not have to be the cycle. Now, am I saying that life is going to be perfect when you accept your purpose? No. You're still going to have migraine headaches. You're still going to be overwhelmed with decisions that need to be made. You're still going to have those people coming up to you saying, let me lower my voice a little bit. You're still going to have those people coming to you saying, why are you doing that? I don't understand. Why can't you do like this? Why can't you be like them? Why can't you go over here? Why you got to be out here? What are you doing? It seems like you've been saying you're going to do something for years and you haven't done anything. Yes, I don't see any difference. You're not successful. You're always going to have those people. You're always going to have those people, but it's about time you start thinking for yourself. It's about time that you start saying, look, I know that there is more for me. I know that I'm supposed to do more. I know that I'm supposed to say more. I know that I'm supposed to be more. And so, since I know that I'm going to do the work that's necessary, I'm going to figure out what is my pain. I'm going to figure out what is the resolution for my pain. I'm going to figure out why am I stuck in this cycle, that this hamster wheel that keeps going around and round and round, whether it's a career hamster wheel, whether it's a relationship hamster wheel, whether it's a financial hamster wheel, whether it's a physical and an illness or disease hamster wheel. You put your name on the hamster wheel. You are on a hamster wheel, and it's time for you to get off. It's time for you to take yourself off the hamster wheel. It's about that time. As a matter of fact, let me correct that. It is that time. You want to be successful. You want to feel good about yourself. You want to leave a legacy for your family and for your children and for generations. You want to affect those that are around you so that they can feel the essence of who you are. Then number one, boo, you got to get ready to accept who you are. You got to get ready to know that you are more than the labels and the titles you have given yourself or others have given you. Good, bad, or indifferent. It does not matter. They can say that you are the best, amazing person they've ever met in their lives. That's still a title and a label. So it's about time. 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 It's about time that you knew yourself. It's about time that you live strategically, intentionally, on purpose, deliberately doing what it is that you were created to do. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying that the transition is going to be easy. If I'm honest, and this may throw some of you off, but I've said it before, transformation is painful. It's painful. To get into your mind and to change the way you're thinking, to change the way you're feeling, to change the way you're moving, to change the way that you do things, to become more aligned with who you truly are. A caterpillar is born to be a butterfly, not a caterpillar. But when the caterpillar goes into the cocoon, some caterpillars, not all, but some caterpillars, they eat themselves from the inside out until only thing that's left are their eyes. That's a painful process. Now, it's a caterpillar, so I don't think the caterpillar's like, I don't think it's like that. But you got to think about it. If you're destroying everything that you've known, everything that you have come to know, the caterpillar is on the earth for about 2 to 3 weeks, right? And the caterpillar's nature is to eat and to process everything that happens to that caterpillar so it can transform into the butterfly. The caterpillar knows that I am not going to be in this form forever. Many of you have been born as a caterpillar and you're living this life that is what I want to say. It's learning. You're in your learning mode, and you won't go into the cocoon so you can become what it is that you were born to be. The caterpillar was always born to be the butterfly. It didn't make up its mind one day and say, I think I want to turn into a butterfly. It always knew when it came, that larva came out as the caterpillar and it started inching its way across and eating everything in its path. It knew I am learning and I'm doing and accepting the experiences and taking all of this information so I can be the butterfly. So I can be, and not all the butterflies are beautiful. Some caterpillars turn into moths. I hate moths. They're in the same family as the butterfly. Some butterflies are beautiful, some are plain Jane. But that caterpillar doesn't say, well, I know I'm gonna turn into a moth, so I'm not making that transition. I'm gonna stay right here. I'm not gonna do it. Some of you are like that. You're saying, I'm not going to be what it is that I was born to be. I don't want it. I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it smells. I've seen other people do it, and I'm not having it. So I'm going to stay stuck. You can't stay stuck. Folks are dependent on you. So again, you got to ask yourself, what is my pain? What is the resolution? Why am I stuck? Then what is the process to get unstuck? Where is that cocoon so the transformation can occur? Where is my space to transform, my safe space to transform? And when the caterpillar goes into the cocoon and it demolishes everything it thought, every body form that it thought it was going to have, it demolishes that and it creates this new body form. In order for the butterfly to get out, the first order of the day for the butterfly is to fight its way out of the cocoon. So when it goes into the cocoon at the right time, it begins to flap those wings, right? And I've told you before, if someone helped the butterfly get out, the butterfly would not be able to fly. It would not be able to live a quality of life that it's supposed to enjoy. So it can't have a whole lot of help. It can't have any help. It's got to use those wings, because in using those wings to break the cocoon, and if you've ever touched the cocoon is not some soft piece of whatever, right? Even though it's spun and all of that, it becomes this hard shell. And from the inside, this butterfly has to beat his wings. And you got to think that's painful. But the more it beats its wings, the stronger it gets. Some of you got your feelings on your sleeve and you don't have any strength to go through anything, because the first time someone says something negative to you, the first time someone says, ugh, what are you doing? I wouldn't be doing that. Your feelings get hurt. The butterfly recognizes that, you know what, as a moth, I may not look good, but I can't allow, because I know humans gonna be swatting at me, trying to kill me when I fly by them, because they gonna like, oh, look at that ugly moth, you know. And even some butterflies, I've seen, that butterfly all in my face, right? So it becomes a little pesky, right? So yeah, some people don't like them, some people will like them, right? I love butterflies. I like what they represent. And now that I know that the moths are the same way, I might try to like them too. You know, it's kind of depending on if they get on my nerves or not that day. It depends on how I feel when I see the moth. You know, I'm just being me. But again, it has to beat its way out of that cocoon, and the beating of the wings makes those wings strong, so the butterfly can zip away and fly, right? What are you going through in life right now that's supposed to be giving you strength, but you are trying to avoid it because of the pain? You've had bad relationships, you've had money issues, you've had health issues, you've battle of the bulge. I understand that the battle of the bulge can be mentally tiring, right? And frustrating, because you're doing everything that you can do to lose the weight, and it just seems like nothing you do is doing what it's supposed to do. And you got all of these people saying, if you do this, you'll lose weight. If you do this, you'll lose weight. I mean, they're making billions of dollars telling us how to lose weight, and nothing that they tell us to do seems to be working or lasting forever, right? I mean, once you lose the weight, you can always gain it back. There's all kinds of stuff, right? So you think about all of these things, and you don't want to get yourself wrapped up in it because you feel like you're just going to face another disappointment. But I'm here to tell you that the disappointment that you are facing is there to make you stronger. It's there to make you wiser. It's there to give you the fortitude to stand against the next situation that's coming along down the road. It's making your wings have strength to carry your body. Have you ever seen a bee? The bee's body says that the wings on that bee should not allow that bee to fly, but the bee can fly. Go outside, look at the bees. They just buzz right around. They never say, oh, I'm not supposed to be able to fly. Maybe I should just sit here on this flower. But you do. Someone says you can't do something because you don't have the right size wings for your body to fly, and you be like, oh, well, then I shouldn't fly then. I shouldn't do anything. I should just sit here because I'm not supposed to be able to do it anyway. It's about time that you start thinking for yourself. It's about time that you do the work necessary to get yourself in a mental state of being that you can be exactly who you're supposed to be. That's what it's all about. That's what being a person of purpose is all about. If you get nothing else out of these 100 days of purpose, I want you to get this. Being a person of purpose means I must think for myself, and I must push my boundaries, because the boundaries that I think are my boundaries are not my boundaries. They're superficial boundaries that I have set and put up and said, here, this is as far as I can go. I can't go any further, but it's paper. If I walk into it, it is not going to block me. It's not going to stop me. They're not brick walls. You painted them to look like a brick wall, but it's not a brick wall. It's about time you make the move. It's about time you make the decision. It's about time you say, I am not going to allow myself to live defeated any longer. That's why when stuff goes bad, when stuff starts happening, I don't be like, man, I shouldn't be doing this. I should go somewhere and sit down. No, I'm like, okay. I must be doing something right because this is going wrong. Because, see, it doesn't go wrong if you're not out there trying to make stuff happen. The thing that a very good friend of mine, my bishop, told me a long time ago, and it just really stuck with me. He's like, you know what, Linda? The one thing that I can say about you is you do what you say you're going to do. The good, the bad, or the indifferent. You do what you say you're going to do. And the reason you get in trouble is because you're doing something. So whether you make a good decision or a bad decision, make the decision. That's what's important. Because if you make a bad decision, you can say, okay, now let me learn the lesson from that. But if you make no decision, what are you learning? What are you learning? And it's about time you start learning the lessons you need to learn. It's about time you start evolving. It's about time you start maturing. It's about time you start doing what it is that you need to do and stop playing games. Childhood is over with, boo. When you were a child, you played like a child. Now you're an adult. Let's do what adults do. Let's do the adult thing. Let's make some decisions. Let's make some decisions because it's about time. I am Coach Linda. This is 100 Days of Purpose. If you need some direction, if you need some help, if you need some guidance, if you need some accountability, if you need somebody to give you strategies and techniques that you can apply to your life to increase your being a person of purpose, then reach out to me. Send me an inbox, reach out to me, say, hey, look, I want to work with you. And yes, it's going to cost you something. But everything that's worth doing costs something. And you know what? People say, well, you know what? I don't think that I can afford you. Okay. No hard feelings. But then I'm going to watch and see if you buy some new clothes, if you buy a new house, a new car, because you pay for what you think is important. If you think living a life of purpose and affecting the people that you're supposed to affect in a good way and sharing your solution that's on the inside of you with others. And I'm not just talking about in business, I'm just talking about in life. Because not everybody's supposed to be a business owner. Not everybody's an entrepreneur. Not everybody is going to be out there on their hustle. I get that. So I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about living the life that you were meant to live and living it well. Thriving and prospering in that life, whether it's being a 9-to-5 worker, whether it's being a stay-at-home mom or dad, whether it's being a hustler on the grind out there with multiple businesses under your belt, however it is going to be, however you're supposed to live, however you're supposed to deliver that message, whatever vehicle you find to utilize to be able to get to where you need to go to your final destination, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to tell you what that is. I'm here to help you discover it and walk in it. So yes, you're going to do the work. If you do the work, if you work the plan will work. If you do the work is going to manifest goodness in your life. That's the only way I can say it. People that know me, they say, you know what? You've changed so much. You've done such and such and such. Why? Because I did the work. And I realized that where I was stuck at wasn't where I was supposed to end up at. And I've been a Christian all my life, but I still had to do the work. In 2004, I did the work. And I'm continuing to do the work because I'm ever evolving. I'm ever changing and growing and maturing. And as I learn more, I share what I learned with the world because I want you to grow too. You want to know what my motive is? There it is. I'm here to mend the broken, to bring wholeness to the broken. And I'm willing to do that by any means necessary. If I can pull on Uncle Malcolm's coattail, by any means necessary. Because like Uncle Martin said, I have a dream. And my dream is to see God's face in peace and him to say, Linda, well done. You did everything you were supposed to do and affected your generation and generations to come. Enter into my rest. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. You did with what I gave you everything you were supposed to do with it. You left nothing on the table. I'm proud of you, girl. Come to daddy. That's what I want to hear him say. And so that's why I get on here, and that's why I do what I do. So I am Coach Linda. This is 100 Days of Purpose. Today's topic was, it's about time. It's about time. It's about time you actually listen. It's about time you actually make a decision and make a choice. It's about time you start moving on down the line. What's that thing? I think I can't remember the cartoon. But he said, I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. Yeah, it's time for you to like to move it, move it. I like to stop being stuck. Let's move it, move it. All right? Can we do that? Listen, only those that can see the invisible, can achieve the impossible. I want you to see the impossible too, but you can only see the impossible if you're willing to see the invisible so that you can do the impossible. Then you can see the manifestation of your works, okay? But I need you to be you. I don't need you to do it as me. I don't need you to do it as someone that you admire, some mentor that you have that's trying to mold you into being like them. No, I need you to be exactly you. Why? Because there's enough space and opportunity for us both to shine and to shine bright. And I guarantee you, if you are who you are created to be, and if you do what you are created to do, the world will definitely adjust.